Welcome back to another video, fellas, and today I watched Last of Us Episode 7 and I noticed 5 amazing details that you may have missed while watching this episode. I tried my best to leave aside all the obvious ones and hopefully give you some new insight. Needless to say, there will be heavy spoilers, so if you haven't yet watched Episode 7, then I suggest you to come back to this video after you do so, unless if you do not mind the spoilers, then by all means stay. Number 1. The song Take On Me has a secret meaning. During the episode, we see Ellie using a Walkman, and the tape she uses is the first album of the band Aha, and the first track on the album is none other than Take On Me. And we also hear this song when Ellie and Riley go through the mall during the episode. And now this is not just a random song. In the second Last of Us game, we'll learn that the song Take On Me is Ellie's favorite, and she in fact sings it for Dina, who is Ellie's love interest in the second game. So when we hear this song in this episode, it's a clear nod to Ellie's feelings, as she has the same feelings for Riley as she will eventually have for Dina. Number 2. The Carousel song has actually a powerful meaning behind it. Now this may be the most difficult detail to notice, because this is probably the hardest song to catch in The Last of Us Episode 7, as it comes in the form of a remix of The Cure's Just Like Heaven. The remix is the song that plays when Riley powers up the carousel. And this song is also a very specific choice for The Last of Us Episode 7, as this song is used for the meaning found in its lyrics, which are not heard in the episode. The opening lyrics of the song are show me how you do that trick, the one that makes me scream, which depict Riley's and Ellie's feelings for each other. And then the lyrics, I promise I'll run away with you, reference Riley later deciding to stay with Ellie away from Marlene and the Fireflies, while spinning on the dizzy edge, kiss her face and kiss her head relates to the spinning of the carousel and the kiss the two share later. And now the lyrics towards the end of the song, I opened my eyes and found myself alone, are a direct reference to The Last of Us Episode 7 tragic end, with Ellie being left alone. And that's why I love the use of music in scenes, because the song, even when the lyrics are not even heard, have such deep meaning and connection to the characters and of course foreshadows their fate. Well done to the HBO team, as this detail was very subtle and yet amazing. Number 3. The Dawn of the Wolf poster. This is probably one of my favorite details and one very hard to notice. It is an Easter egg and a nod to the original game, which comes in the form of a theater poster, in the mall where Ellie and Riley explore in The Last of Us Episode 7. The theater poster reads that a movie called Dawn of the Wolf Part 2 is coming soon. And of course, this is not just a random movie poster. This poster is identical to a poster in Sarah's bedroom that can be found in the original game if you pay close attention. And now this is what I call attention to detail and respect to the source material. Once again, well done to the HBO team, as this detail was very subtle and yet amazing. Moving on. Number 4. Ellie's sleeves. During the game, and of course during every episode of The Last of Us so far, Ellie has always been wearing long sleeves, which is to hide her bite mark so that people won't know that she is infected, or that she is not. However, in this episode, if you notice, she actually has her sleeves up for the majority of the episode, as she has nothing to hide, since she has not been bitten. Yet. Number 5 and last detail, this episode is wholly dedicated to the DLC Last of Us Left Behind.
Are you kidding?
The episode tells the story of Ellie and her former best friend Riley, and we see the two girls having the best and worst day of their lives. In the first Last of Us game, we don't learn anything about Ellie's backstory, but we do get it in the game's DLC, The Last of Us Left Behind. And now the episode title is a direct reference to the DLC, and while Riley has been mentioned a few times in previous episodes, we finally get to meet her here. And that's it, fellas. These are the most interesting details that I noticed that you may have missed while watching this episode. Now again, it is obvious, especially if you have played the games, that there are tons of Easter eggs and references to the games. I just thought that these 5 were the toughest to spot, and so I hope I gave you fellas some new insight on Episode 7 and The Last of Us series overall. If I did, make sure to smash like and subscribe. Until the next one, have an amazing time, and I'll see you all later.
I heard 2 peanuts walked into a park. One was assaulted. Well, I loved it, so there.